Okay.
All
power. First and foremost, man, revolutionary love, respect all y'all that came out. Again, clean fist salute to the Black Panther Party. Y'all a tough active follower, but we attempt to walk in y'all Panther Pulse steps. We literally right around the corner. The Walgreens up there now, that's Monroe and Western. That was the location for the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. Chicago was one of the branches. That location right over there was the Illinois chapter. Some of y'all seen the footage of the assassination of Chairman Fred. We used to call it murder Fred Hampton, but the assassination of Chairman Fred. You'll see some of this area around there, even though this is really like a lot of places being gentrified as we literally as we speak. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's night and day just on this block. Around the corner, when we leave, I'm stop by there. That park, vacant lot next to the post office. That's where the party used to do the drills at in the morning. Right there on that empty parking lot. Again, on Madison and Western, that was the state chapter building. This was it's not the same edifice, not the same building, but this is the exact same location in which the the assassination had occurred.
They tore the house down?
It should be noted, when they tore the house down, they had tore the house within a 3-day time period. They hit the house, the headquarters, and it's a wall that was on Madison 11 that had a picture Chairman Fred and the Panther. All this was done like bam, bam, bam within a 2 to 3 day time period. They hit it bam, bam, bam. In fact, we was in the process of trying to get this early on because the slumlord that had it, we was raising funds, and ironically, right, this one of the trumped up cases I had got, so a lot of our resources was diverted to deal with that. And then when we started building up again to make a move on this here, you see they had made this a CHA, Chicago Housing Authority scattered site. And ironically, for quite some time, one of our comrades, you'll meet him day 2 next, they stayed at right here too. So this past December the 4th, we stayed overnight up in here. You know what I'm saying? It was real, yeah, it was deep. But this is the home in which y'all probably heard me speak about before. There were no, so a lot of times, people romanticize the struggle, but we no hot running water here, and they would have to go. My mother, Chairman Fred, and others would have to go down the street to Barbara Sankey, who was on the finance committee. They would have to go down to her mother's house down the street just to take hot showers. It's kind of like deja vu. We're going through some similar struggles right now at the Hampton house right now. But the Chicago police, it was later exposed, like even some of the police, like one of them named Groth was CIA. So we know that this was just the case of the Chicago police, the whole COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program. But the Chicago police, a special team under the direction of former Cook County State's Attorney Edward V. Hanahan. Just to tell you like some little politics on Chicago, Edward V. Hanahan, Chicago was one of the few places where it was seen to be a promotion. He was initially a federal state attorney general for the Northern District. He quote unquote was promoted to Chicago, to the state level. You know what I'm saying? So that's tell you how powerful the Chicago machine is. He was Daley's political water boy. He was set to be the next mayor. Edward V. Hanahan was set to be the next mayor under Mayor Daley Sr. He was armed with a special elite team, including the infamous James Gloves Davis. This is one of the most notorious Negro police that was in Chicago. He was known to come through, beat different schools, beat people down with the gloves. In fact, he got on mother comrade of Court Jerry was back then also too. But they had grabbed a special elite team, and they had came in Illinois Bell phone trucks. They had blocked the block up. They had went so far as a group of young brothers and sisters who done unofficial security around for the chairman. The YMCA sent them out of town on a winter retreat. Cleve Cook was coming from, they just came from Carbondale branch, and he was given a trumped up pistol case and $1 million bond. Che Brooks was placed in isolation in Cook County Jail. So I'm saying this to point out the different dynamics, you know what I'm saying, about a lot of times we just look at it as just the police did it, you know what I'm saying, but the whole different tentacles of the state. So again, the YMCA sent them out of town on a winter retreat. They blocked the entire block off. They pulled other occupants from outside their homes. These are buildings over here back then. This home right here is one of the few homes, I think if not the only one, the resident is still here. That was here back then. He might come out because the brother still stays there. He was here. So when they came, they blocked the entire house block off. They came to the front. It was 3 Negro pigs, Howard, Gloves Davis, I can't recall the other one's name right now. They had blocked the entire block off. They came in, knocked on the door, the occupant said, "Who's there?" And the police responded, "Tommy." He said, "Tommy who?" He said, Tommy Gunn. They started shooting. They immediately shot and assassinated 22-year-old Defense Captain Mark Clark. Clark was from the Peoria branch. Immediately shot and assassinated him. They continued to shoot. They shot and wounded Brenda Harris, Melina Brewer. Deputy Minister of Health was Ronald Doc Satchel. And all the survivors, he took the most of the shots. And in fact, Joe Machine Gun Gorman got his nickname, his moniker, from the road that night. Joe Machine Gun Gorman, who later was one of, I don't know if y'all heard of John Burge. Lieutenant John Burge, there was one of the torture in Chicago. So Joe Machine Gorman later was promoted to be up there with John Burge, but he got his name from that night, Joe Machine Gun Gorman. Because they had the diagram, they knew exactly what Chairman Fred would be resting there. So all the shots was directed toward the head of Chairman Fred. The other occupants were saying, "Stop shooting, stop shooting." There was a pregnant sister in here. And she literally felt the shells coming through the mattress. So she, my mother to be. And she had covered down over his body, you know what I'm saying? Because she laid out. He was known to move real fast, and it was so strange, but he wasn't moving fast at night. It was later exposed after the the independent autopsy that they had placed enough Seconal knockout drug in this Kool-Aid to technically knock a horse out. That's how much they had placed that night. So they had came to the front and the back. They had pulled my mother to be, pulled her out of the room. I said earlier, she had Chairman Fred's robe. And hey, sister, how you feel? All right, right on. And the Chicago police had jammed a pistol to her stomach, told her you better not run. I heard me say before, I said, that's the first piece of steel I ever come into contact with, Chicago Police Department revolver. They went in, they were over, so noted, she had a robe on, there was no blood on her. Yeah, so if he had been hit, it went that many times, when they went in the room, and they were overheard, the police said, he's barely alive, he'll barely make it now. They fired several more shots, and those are the fatal shots that took out Chairman Fred. The police, they carried his body out, and the police, they was chanting, Chairman Fred is dead, before they put his body in the wagon. And they gave my mother to be, and others trumped up charges ranging from attempting to burn on the police, aggravated battery, so on and so forth. That was December the 4th, approximately 4:35 in the morning. And every year, at clockwork, August 30th, we have Chairman Fred's Streets Party, where we block the block up. We have a street party, talking about the days of Chairman Fred. December 4th, we have International Revolutionary Day. And we're fortunate to have Mother come to the court. She comes, she lays out blow for blow what went down that day. Sometimes we get the other arguments that was in the home, to lay out what's happening. We connected to what's going down right now today. Several years ago, there was a fight to have a street name on Chairman Fred. And they fought tooth and nail on it, but a lot of contradictions were exposed in that fight, in that battle. Later, another move we did, I'm going to stop y'all back before we leave too. Later, 2010, we erected a wall, a mural of Chairman Fred, and they still been trying, the state been trying everything to come at that. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna take his body, right?
Yes, indeed. Okay. Any questions, comments? Okay.
Thank you.